Chris Bennett here, your blockchain beard guy. I want to talk today a little bit about some blockchain misconceptions, try and set the record straight. I hear this over and over again. Lots of people ask me, they're really into blockchain, they're really excited about building solutions. I think maybe there's some great use cases there in their company or their organization, but they're really having trouble getting other folks to see the light. And so I get asked a lot, how do I really get the people around me to get excited about blockchain and to actually want to start building something? And this leads into, I think, one of the biggest misconceptions that a lot of people in the space have, which is that blockchain is an all or nothing proposition, when in truth, it's really not. So a lot of people think, hey, if we're going to build a blockchain solution, we need to build something from scratch, or we need to take an existing system in our enterprise or our organization and replace it with something that's built on blockchain. And a lot of times this makes blockchain a really hard sell, because you're going to the business decision makers, you're going to the stakeholders, you're going to the people who control the funds and are going to finance this activity, and you're asking them to replace a system that's already in the enterprise, that's providing business value, with something untested and unproven. And I really think a lot of the most interesting blockchain solutions we're going to see over the next year or two are going to be hybrid solutions, where you leave an existing system in place, you have a system that's working, it's providing value, it's doing what it's supposed to do, and rather than replacing it with something blockchain, you just add some blockchain features into it to provide a little bit more value. Then you're not asking your stakeholders to pay for the creation of a whole new system. You're just asking them to pay for an enhancement. So are there areas in any of your existing line of business systems that could benefit from decentralization, from greater security, from virtually unlimited fault tolerance, from more transparency or clarity into process, or just from basic process automation through smart contracts, guaranteeing a consistent process and consistent experience for every user of that system? If you have systems that jump to mind when I ask those kind of questions, those are probably really good use cases for blockchain, or systems that blockchain can start to be integrated with. So I just want to share that misconception. I think it comes up a lot, that blockchain is this all or nothing proposition. It's not. Really look for good hybrid solutions around you, and I think you're going to have much better luck selling blockchain and the idea of doing a blockchain project within your enterprise or organization. The other misconception I think is out there a lot is that if you're going to do a solution on blockchain, that you have to pick one and just one platform to build it on. And that's not necessarily true either. I think it's very easy to talk about some academic use cases as being built on just one platform, but the truth is that the real world is never as simple as the use cases that we teach from. And so bringing blockchain into a solution probably means you're using several different platforms or several different technologies. So for example, if you're looking at building a blockchain IoT solution, maybe you have a manufacturing plant or a power plant that has lots of different smart devices, sensors, actuators. Those devices are going to create tremendous amounts of data. Some estimates, you look at a modern jet engine and all the sensors and probes and actuators on a device like that can generate several terabytes of data every hour. So in a case like that, you may want to use a blockless solution like IOTA and Tangle to initially capture that data, put it through some kind of data processing unit or layer where you're removing all the normal readings and just capturing the ones that are maybe indicative of a fault or something wearing down or needing replacement. And then perhaps once that data gets done being processed by that edge device, those exceptions or those faults are being stored on a private blockchain. Something like a private Hyperledger instance is still going to perform a lot faster than a public blockchain, gives you a permissioning model. And then finally, maybe you want to store some of that fault and exception data. You want to roll that up into macro level data and store that long term, so you can always go back and audit that data, look for macro level trends, or maybe share it with other players in the industry. At that level, something like a public blockchain like Ethereum or any of the other big public blockchains might be really interesting plays, because they're secure, they're highly distributed, they're publicly accessible. So you can see just in one quick use case there, we identified 3 different types of blockchain storage solutions, depending on where the data is at in the process. So 2 big takeaways from today: blockchain's not all or nothing. And in the real world, understand that when you're architecting a blockchain solution, there's a good chance that it may involve 1 or more blockchains. And if you're curious about, well, how can I get those blockchains to talk and to share information, there are a lot of interesting projects going on right now that are working on that. The one that I'd point you to is Interledger. So you can go check out Interledger, see what they're doing, or maybe look at writing some of your own protocols to broker that data back and forth. But just wanted to share those 2 misconceptions with you. Hopefully y'all going forward, this helps you talk a little bit more about blockchain in your own organization, your own enterprise. As always, if you have questions, leave them in the comments below. It creates great discussion. Hope you guys are having a great day. Until next time, this is Chris Bennett, your Blockchain Beard Guy.